Hey guys, and welcome back to the August Oh So Inspired Challenge hosted by my friend Call Me Crafty Al. And this month we are looking at a really fun project that I will boop onto the screen here. It is called Pastel Strips. It is from Laureen Sish. And I really got pulled into this blog post because if you look at the card that's on screen, um, the sentiment on it is floating, but the whole blog post is about sort of using floating shapes. So I took that as sort of inspiration, as well as the color palette and just the overall use of metallics. So if you have a moment, I would say please go check out her channel, blog post, etc. Her links are in the description. As always, this is a collaboration hop, so there is a link to the full playlist so you can see what's up with everybody. Um, I'm starting with a 4 by 5 and a quarter standard panel. So we're going to sort of case the initial look. And then these are 1/2 inch by 3 inches. And I did sort of the original card. It doesn't have anything on the edge, but I wanted to add something a little bit to add a little bit of interest. So I'm just kind of laying these out, and then what I'm going to wind up doing is gluing them down. While I am getting a background together, I will also mention to you that with this hop, you can see everybody else's video in the YouTube playlist. So please check that out. I know I enjoy it when people take a look at my videos, so if you have the time to look at the rest of them, I think that will be a lot of fun. And I'm kind of putting these in order. I haven't quite, I kind of like, I think, repeating the same color order, but I'm not really repeating the same length here. I think I might make this, maybe I will. I will just do a repeat here. So I'll make that about like that. And then this one we would pull in a little bit. And then what do we need? We need green, which we're leaving at the full length here. And then I will grab a pink. I just basically took 3 pieces. This paper is actually the Stampin' Up! In colors for this year. And then we're going to... Now we could either stretch this out. Do we like... We could do sort of pink to pink and just stretch out the amount here. I'm thinking I kind of would like to end with an orange. Do we like that? I feel that this is a little bit tight, so we would kind of lessen some of these spaces. Usually when I actually stick this down, what I'll do is put the bottom in the top and then kind of work in, but I think this works pretty well. Cut this in a paper cutter to get the edges off, and then these are all glued down. So this is sort of our pastel strip background together. And I thought I would use the idea of a floating shape and a little bit of metallic ink. I actually pulled in some of this Delicata pigment ink that I very much like. It gives you a very true gold. It's reading a little lighter than that on camera right now, but in real life, this is pretty much gold. And I'm going to sort of probably pop this up and put it here. Said, what would go with that? Well, I thought it would be fun to take the same colors that are in these strips and some butterfly elements that I had, and basically do some fun little ink smushing. I did that off camera just because these guys need a while to dry. But I think that this is going to be really fun to kind of bring the color palette into our main element. These are Stampin' Up! Butterfly accents or something like that. Whatever these things are. Paper butterfly accents, if you're curious. You get 8 sheets of them, I think. Anyway, they are kind of a paperweight, so they're a little bit fussier to work with than um, like cardstock. But I think this is going to look really cool with the butterfly. And I think I'm going to float this and kind of omit the sentiment. But first, I need to grab a little bit of card base. I thought like a darker gray would look great here, just because there's a lot of white going on in this card, and I felt like these colors would really pop if they were up against something that was a little bit darker. So I'm just going to use a little bit of tape. We didn't wind up using too much glue in this, so I'm not really worried about this panel warping at all. And this looks pretty, wow, that doesn't usually happen. So we got this pretty much on the first try. This is a thicker white, so just FYI if you're doing this. I think we want to get the butterfly glued down and then try to bop this up with a little foam adhesive. Now, if you wanted to, you could like just sponge on glue, but I'm just going to dot this a little bit and work kind of quickly because, as I mentioned, these are paper accents, so they're a little bit um, less water tolerant. So what I want is sort of the butterfly's body and antennas kind of here. So I want the butterfly a little bit off of the edge of the card just to kind of give it a little more interest. Just going to squish this down with a block temporarily. Since we are using my all-time favorite glue in the world, Line Co., this is going to grab very quickly. And we should be pretty much good to go. We don't need to glue down the whole thing, obviously, just because this is paper and it's not going to move around too much. We'll flip this over. Just grab some foam adhesive just to give this a little bit more dimension. It's not going to take a ton. But I like this card. I really like sort of how clean and simple it is. And I'm not often somebody who does clean and simple, although lately I've been doing more beginner friendly cards, I think, which I really like. I mean, forget who said it, but like sometimes you just like a nice card that's really straightforward to put together, and I've been enjoying them a lot. So I just have 3 pieces of foam adhesive here. I am going to peel off the backer and get this down, and our card will be fully together. And I will take a moment to remind you that this is part of a collaboration hop. We are all taking inspiration from the same sketch. So please take a look at some of the other folks and drop them a note and look at the original creator of the work as well. And I think it's always nice to give them a shout out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go sort of dead center on this piece, which conveniently sort of lines up with these two um, bluish green stripes here. So I think that is going to look pretty fantastic. Now, I bought the metallic in with the actual ink here, but if you wanted to, you could certainly bling this up a little bit. I think I'm going to leave this as is. And I love with these top folding A2s, they just nicely sit. So thanks for checking this out. And as always, thanks for supporting us so inspired. And I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.